Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another settlement video. A couple announcements. If you've been watching my playthrough, all 5 of you, you probably noticed last week that there weren't any videos. Due to the holiday and work schedule and whatnot, I just did not have time to do any recording, but there will be some coming up this this coming week, I should say. So rest assured, all 5 of you will get your playthrough fix. Second announcement, we hit 500 subscribers. Big thank you to all of you that have been subscribing, watching, communicating with me. It's been a blast. Here's to hoping for another 500, 5,000, whatever. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are with me and going through this whole big adventure. And thanks again for everything you guys have been doing. Okay, so as you might be able to tell, we are in Far Harbor. And we are at Longfellow's cabin, sort of, or at least we will be. I have extended the settlement way out here to the actual area of Far Harbor, the little settlement, or not settlement, but landing area. When you travel here, it's just right up the road there. This is where the trapper guys are usually hanging out to assault you, and this is also where the main entrance to my settlement is. We got a sign right up here, it says Trader Island, no funny business. And on the other side it says see the other side. Little joke there. So we did a walkway here leading straight across. Put a whole bunch of lanterns in. Simple wood foundation to kind of give it that pier look. And there's also a little natural island down here with all the dead whales and snorlaxes and whatever you want to call those things down there. We have our check-in here. Kind of a security area to keep out the riffraff, so to speak. Of course there should be people in here, but you know how it goes. Every single video I put them in there and they just have a mind of their own, disappear, they glitch. But let's go ahead and continue on. So down here we have the fog condensers. They don't really do anything, they're just for show. I mean, you see the animation, it looks like they're pulling out the fog, but obviously there's still a ton of fog everywhere. I was thinking of using a mod to remove all the fog, but decided to just kind of leave it. There's a couple of guys that are supposed to be at shops or here or there, and of course they just wander off and do their own thing. So this whole settlement, I've been here back and forth numerous times and could not figure out what in the world to do with it. I came here and I built a house a long time ago, and I kind of did some repairs on one of the walkways and just kind of left it at that. And I don't know, about a month or 2 ago I was watching Hook, and kind of inspired this. So this is inspired by Hook. This is the little pirate town that Robin Williams ends up in right towards the beginning of the movie. So it's Trader Island, so this is all about business. Pirates come here to sell, trade, so on and so forth, and so everywhere you look is going to be shops. I had a lot of fun here experimenting with lighting and putting in all kinds of tents and whatnot for coverage. Also built supports out of them and did some little finagling with some lighting. If you watch my tutorial video that I put out a couple of weeks ago, I was showing you how to move or how to create lighting and put it up in higher places, and that's basically what I did with these lanterns. They normally don't give off a whole heck of a lot of light, so I did that little trick that I put the lights from CVA, Custom Vanilla Assets, and put them up in the air so that it looks like they're actually lighting things up. And so over here, we actually have a guy that's where he's supposed to be, so kudos for that. And here you can buy drugs. Don't do drugs, kids, unless they're the good kind. I'll leave that up to you. Fully stocked shelves as usual to kind of fill things in, and automatic closing doors, which shut right in my face. A little access down here to the beach. This is where these guys kind of always hang out. Threw down some sleeping bags and a little campfire, so it looks like some people are, you know, having a party, doing whatever. And everywhere you look, basically stores. There are a few places for people to live. Couple of custom beds and some custom furniture along with the fully stocked ones and so on. So over here, just some more ship decorations, ocean decorations. Another living space with a dead guy apparently, or either that or he's been partying and he's passed out drunk. This was kind of the blacksmith area, but well, we'll just kind of leave that guy alone. Wasn't expecting that. Alright, and in here, another kind of little living space, little shanty bed, so on and so forth. But yeah, this is basically, like I said, inspired by Hook. I just kind of built the piers and on top of it started putting all kinds of different buildings. I initially started with different types of texture buildings, but every time I started putting them in place, the game would crash. So I had to kind of give up on those and just go with more of the sort of vanilla ones that were I had access to. The ones I was going to put on here were ones that don't snap together, and they were actual pier textures, I guess you can say. And as soon as I started trying to build individual shacks, every single time the game just crashed, so I kind of just had to give up on that. As you can see, multi-level tiers on this. Kind of went with the lay of the land in a sense. We had this like little natural rut, so I kind of left that there, and I put these bridges in place to give you, some way to get across versus just the regular piers like that. I wanted to kind of gussy it up a little bit, and so I put these guys in place. Over here, tons more stores. We have clothing, food, beverage, little dining area out here. Over here you have surgery. This is actually a Diamond City shack thing that I managed to find somewhere in my inventory. So I kind of just stuck that there. You can kind of see, kind of blends into the ground a little bit. That was a little help with the Place Anywhere tool. General store, again, I went with some of these tent coverings just because I thought they looked really, really neat and kind of fit with the whole ambiance of it. Up here we have the hotel, and over here we have Shelly's Oyster Bar. So let's go ahead and take a look at Shelly's Oyster Bar first. And so in here, just a general restaurant seating that you'd see. Put a couple of plates in place, some decorations and some buffets, and we even got our little buffet serving area, but no food in it. And again, there should be a person here, but that's the way it goes. And so out here we have the Harbor Grand Hotel and cottages. Cottages are out back. This is the actual hotel. Some dining out here. Got some colored lights. Threw a little bit of that in, some purples and blues and pinks and whatnot. We got our cottages right down here in this corner. Each one's got its own little fireplace, all lit up for it. And apparently that person's getting stabby, so good for them. And so yeah, just threw in these little generic pre-war cottages, and took the same fireplace that was down on the beach and used the Place Anywhere tool to kind of glitch it down through the ground so that it looks like there's a little fire sitting in there. So now let's go ahead and head up here and take a look inside the hotel. So right inside here we have kind of a little bar area. Got some bar decorations. Don't know what mod that came with. Could be USO, could be CVA, Custom Vanilla Assets, I'm not really sure. Any and all mods that have to do with settlement building and decorations I will have in the description below, so go ahead and try them all out and you'll eventually find which one has it. Over here we have the main desk. Got a little safe down there which is empty, some seating areas. And I did my little glitch that I did with Nordhagen Beach and pushed the wall through here to kind of make it look like an actual real elevator. I did not do doors on this one, just decided to leave it as is. So let's go ahead and head on up to the second floor and let's take a look at the rest of the hotel here. Same kind of design I've done before when I've done hotels and apartment buildings. Each one has its own little landing and a couple of rooms. I try to number them too. And in here, basic two-bed bedroom. And we have the potty area. Of course, you need to have a bathroom. Otherwise, you're going to have very upset guests. And in here, another hotel room. This one's, each one's got its own kind of unique little design here. And this one just has your shower instead of a bathtub. So let's go ahead and head on up to the next floor, if I can find where I am. Oh, there we go. Here's the elevator. Yeah, I get lost in my own hotel. So this one is, as you can kind of see, penthouse suite. So you can't even get in here unless you have the key to the door, which we do. And right inside here, obviously you got a pool table with balls and cues on it and everything. Again, that's part of the fully stocked shelves mod that I'm always using that also offers tables. So you have table decorations like that. Again, you cannot interact with any of that stuff. In here we have our bathroom, of course. And we have the dining room and kitchen area. And of course with the view, but it's a little murky out there, so you can't really see too much. And again, I borrowed this idea from one of my other settlements. Cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head, where I put a little kind of loft landing up above the elevator there, because otherwise this is kind of lost space. So we have a nice glass 360-degree view from up here. Got our fully decorated, whatever you want to call these, shelves. Sure, why not? Got yourself a bed, little desk to work on up here, again with some more decorative stuff that can't interact with. I could put stuff there if I wanted to that you could interact with, but whatever. Got our own safe there as well and a dresser. And so that's the penthouse. Let's see if I can... There we go, right door, okay. So now here we are back down to the lobby. Let's go ahead and continue our tour, because we got quite a bit more to take a look at. So again, up here, more places to buy from, to do some trading, beverages, food, clothing. We have vending machines here. These are part of a mod as well, I think USO, where settlers will actually interact with them. They will come over, put money in it, caps, whatever, and actually pull out a soda and stuff like that if my settlers were actually where they were supposed to be. Over here, this guy's selling fish and pelts and whatnot. Another armor smith here. This guy's doing all power armor. And over here is Longfellow. He's the only person that ever seems to be where he's supposed to be. And he's over here doing his mute fruit gardening. So again, back over the bridge. I put a couple of them all over the place. I think there's at least 3 or 4 different bridges. I left Longfellow's cabin pretty much untouched. I just added some lighting to it, cleaned up some debris, and just kind of went with it from there. So this was the initial house that I built when I first built this place. The only thing I did was the docks that I'm standing on that surround the house, and I put the house in, and then I think I also put the lighthouse in, and then that was it. I could not, for the life of me, figure out what to do with this place until, like I said, I was watching Hook, and it suddenly came to me. So let's go ahead and take a look at the house. This is all built with a lot of older textures before I really started getting into this kind of stuff, so you're going to see the concrete walls versus like stone walls that I usually do. Down here, living room. This one I actually did redo. I redid the textures on this to kind of dress it up a little bit, but in here we have our bathroom. A whole bunch of nautical themed stuff in here. And this is one of the neat features that I did, is that I left the center of the house open. And I put a tree in it and a whole bunch of lighting, and you can actually see up and out through the roof up there, which we will take a look at the roof later on. Over here, nice little sitting area, so you can look out the windows and check out the lighthouse, which we will explore in a little bit. Dining room, kitchen. Again, this was done before I had the mod that allowed for fully stocked shelves and whatnot. You got the fully stocked refrigerator there with stuff in it, but unfortunately you cannot open the door. Up here we have the bedroom. Got the bed right there, some dressers, radio, lots of open space that I had planned to do stuff with, but just never figured out what to do with the space, so I just kind of left it open. Up here again you can see the tree sticking up through the center of the house. Pool table again. These lights actually are brand new to me. I finally started looking a little into the Creation Club stuff. They had some stuff that popped up the other day that were free. It was like modern home decorations, something along those lines. So I decided to throw a couple of these in here because they worked pretty well and kind of went with the flow, I guess, and set up some lighting for the pool table. That's also part of it, is these mid-century chairs. I redid this whole little living space with all that kind of stuff as well. Some of these chairs, desks. Out here we have the deck that overlooks the lighthouse and the fog, because you can't really see much else. Lighthouse there. Again, we're going to go exploring in that in a moment. And so over here we have a hamper, little rug that leads from the stairs to the stairs. Some railings. I've had access to that kind of stuff for a while, and just kind of play around with that for doing something a little different. I noticed a little something over there in the corner is off. Yeah, just ignore that. We won't even go into that one. Alright, let's continue on. So yeah, this was one of the initial things that I had built. As you can see, it's not exactly perfectly straight with the decking. That's just the way that it ended up. I didn't really care to fix it, and I think it honestly looks kind of neat. But yeah, so this decking out here was all the stuff that I originally had done. And then down in this way, I lit up the walkway and I did repairs to this little dock as it goes all the way around. The lighthouse here, if I can get a better view, this was kind of inspired by the Nubble Lighthouse in York, Maine. If you're not familiar with it, just go ahead and Google it, or maybe I'll even stick up a picture of it. Of course, it doesn't really look like this, but when you're looking at the lighthouse that has the main house here, and then it's got a little tunnel that connects the lighthouse to the house, so that during storms, winter, so on and so forth, you can just go in and out of the lighthouse as needed without being exposed to all the nasty weather and all that. In here, living quarters, got your bed, kitchen area with food, stock shelves, nice little raggedy cooking stove there, and a little living area. Down in this way, had a little fun. I put a little mini deck out here, and then a walkway that travels down the cliffs here. So this leads all the way down to the water, so that the lighthouse keeper can go do fishing and catch his dinner. Had a little fun with that, again using the rocks as landings and all kinds of stuff like that. Got a little water splashing in here. Decided to leave this all open because it just looks neat to watch the water go back and forth. But also you have access down here to walk along the cliffs if you wanted to. And so that's, you've seen in a lot of my videos, I like to build the stairs and foundations and whatnot into the rocks, and to me it just looks kind of neat, so that's why I kind of do it all the time. It's not exactly realistic, but yeah, whatever. So down in here we have the walkway that leads to the lighthouse, and of course you can see the lighthouse keeper does not mess around. He's got a big stash of weapons just in case. You can see the foundation here is also built into the ground. That's just happened to be the way that I ended up placing it with the Place Anywhere tool. Now we get the dizzying, long, winding way up to the top here. So initially I had set this up so that the lights flashed on and off like a regular lighthouse, as you might have seen in my other videos. But because I'm using the mod wireless fuse box that sends power to the entire settlement wirelessly, they now have constant power, so there's nothing I can do to make them flash. Even when I had the terminals set up to make them turn on and off, it basically overrid it, and there's nothing I could do about it, so it just stays lit all the time. So again, this is the walkway that I kind of rebuilt. There's actually an old power box sitting there that's not really necessary anymore. Left the boat there. As you can see, of course, throughout this whole video I put trees all over the place to kind of make it look a little more realistic. And like I said, I went through and rebuilt the walkway. You can see where the two are blended in together. There's probably, I have textures that I could have tried to match it up with, but decided to just, go with it. Shoved it in there, called it a day. Rebuilt this whole section right here. It was basically all falling apart, and went in and scrapped all of it to get rid of it, and then put the nice little floors in here along with the ramps. Again, we got more lanterns everywhere. I did initially have street lamps in here, but it just looked out of place, so I decided to kind of get rid of all that. If you're familiar with this location, you know that there is a shipwreck out here, so I built the docks going to it. Put a whole bunch of lobster traps and fish stuff out here, so it looks like it's actually not, beached and is actually in service. Put a bridge going out to it so that it can be reached, and cleaned it up as best I could, and put some more lanterns and whatnot out here, and tried to make it look like it actually is in service and, not a shipwreck. And put some stuff down in there so that they could, I guess, anchor down the boats. Yeah, I know, I can't talk today. So, yeah, this is Longfellow's cabin, Far Harbor. This was quite the extensive build. Took a lot of time to do because of all the constant crashing, and there wasn't really much of anything I could do about that, so I just kind of had to abandon some things that I was doing and go with it. And yeah, there you go. Got some oh, another dead settler. Yeah, just before starting this video, I was attacked by rad scorpions and whatnot. So here we have the underside of another bridge. These are supports that I glitched into place using the Place Anywhere tool. You could find this under the barn and or warehouse. One of the two has these wooden ones, so instead of just having the bridge just kind of sitting out there in the middle of nowhere, you can see actually I have, I think it's 2 different bridges, or maybe even 3, all placed together to make this as long as it is. And I think initially I was going to put some rocks down in here to kind of cover those, but it is what it is. It's done. As you can see off there in the distance, my game is glitching. I don't know why Far Harbor does this, but does it to me all the time when I'm here, and all I have to do is just reset the game basically, so we'll ignore that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was, like I said, quite the extensive build. I hope this gave you guys, girls, whatever you are, dogs, cats, squirrels, some ideas on how to do some new and different things. Oh, I don't think I showed this building, so let's take a look at this guy here. Yep, basic little building. Oh, this guy's got some mini nukes, so he's up to no good. Yeah, so I hope this gives you guys some inspiration on some new and different things to try out. I try to do that with every single video to showcase some new stuff for you all, and hopefully it inspires you for, try something new, try something different, get out some there and get some different mods and who knows what. One thing I didn't point out here is I got a little bar here. This is for Longfellow. This guy is making a fortune off of him by stationing his little bar right outside his house. So smart man, making a lot of money. Anywho, hope you all enjoyed this, and like I said, I got more videos coming up, more settlements, and more of the playthrough for all 3 of you that have actually been watching it and commenting. Been really enjoying communicating with you all, and again, if you ever want to see something specific, make a request on something, please leave it in the comments. And if you want to get more direct in touch with me, I've mentioned before, you can find me on Facebook under the same name, Spooner D. I will start linking that directly below so that you guys can find me, share ideas, mods, so on and so forth. Until next time, don't get irradiated.